Hi guys, a few days back, if you do a rip, you see a lot of information, a lot of things that have been updated. You get new Linux in, the kernel, Linux headers come in, but something specific to building came in. So at ArcoLinux B, we learn you how to build our ISOs, right? And one of the things is boost and boost libs as one of the dependencies of Calamares. So Calamares is a great tool. I told you in another video I'm going to use Opera a little bit more. And voila, all closed. And one of the things is in arcolinxb.com, right? We learn you how to build ISOs. Now we used to have a lot of ISOs. Basically, it's all desktop things because they're all the same. Well, in my eyes anyway, right? So build your own ISO is something interesting because no ISO, no distribution ever is going to be 100% good for everybody. But you can remove applications and you can add applications to the ISO, and then it becomes your ISO. So what I like to do is see if we need to build Calamares again, right? So if I build, if and when I built the ISO today, me personally, you personally, now, today, does this update, this boost and boost libs have a problem? Do I need to tell somebody, in your case, right? Tell me, Eric, you need to rebuild Calamares because of the change in, well, the dependencies. So ArcoNet, Arco Pro, it's a choice. You choose what to have as a basis. So there are three GitHubs that you can clone. The ArcoLinux B, like a few months ago, right? It's not possible anymore. You can't build ArcoLinux B Qt or ArcoLinux B Xmonad, right? It's all now inside ArcoNet, where we just select this and this and that, or in Arco Pro. And this is focusing on Plasma. So if I'd like to test that out, that particular thing, well, I have of course everything on my machine, but let's assume that I'm a user, so I don't have anything. Desktop, let's delete some stuff, and then we're gonna git clone Ctrl+Shift+V. So I'm gonna get the ArcoNet ISO. If I can build it, you can build it. That's what I always say. The only thing you have to do is just, the easy peasy thing is that, and that's it. Enter, done. And you have exactly the same ISO that I have. All the rest you're gonna change, add Celtics repo, etc., or add packages. That's more, right? Or less packages, or more packages. Your choice, your ISO, your ArcoNet ISO. Again, the topic of the video is basically checking if we build an ISO now, will Calamares launch? That's the thing, right? That's the only thing I want to do. And we can do it like this. But some of the people probably know already that there is something called AAG, right? And that's an application, ArcoLinux app with Glade, so the G stands for Glade. And you can basically click a button and well, you've got also the ArcoNet, the Arco Pro, the Arco Plasma. But here it's just the way it is, right? The way we see it with our configuration. There's nothing helpful there. You need to go into the code if you want to change and say, nah, I don't like Firefox. Firefox, right? Firefox is on the ISO. Now it is no longer on the ISO. Ctrl S, saved. But Genie, wow, love Genie. Fine. Hashtag is gone. Save. And off you go, looking around, maybe VLC, you like it. Save. And so on, right? And you can add a lot of things from Celtics repo or from our repo. Just have a look. As long as it's not from AWAR, you can't put packages that we don't have on the ArcoLinux, on the ArcoLinux, on the Celtics repo. You can't put them on there, right? It needs to be packaged, not built. So we did change a little bit here now, and that's good. And let's just run the script. Pause the video and see if we can still build the ISOs. Yes, of course. But will Calamares still work with the new boost? The reference, the dependency changed. So here you see Genie coming in, right? I've never installed or created an ISO with Genie on it, but there you go. It's all about choices. And all the rest looks normal. All right, let's pause the video, because at this point in time, it all depends on the CPU, how many cores are working, how many memory do you have. It's all, yeah, power, right? This is Control Alt End. This is BTOP, and it shows you how hard your CPUs are working, and also the temperature. Let's pause the video. While I was waiting for the ISO to pop out, I was navigating on the ArcoLinux.com website. The B stands for building. Now, since we made changes from navigating away from XL, XS, D and all the B ISOs, and kept the 3 of them, we should think about possibilities that you can still use these tutorials. Some will probably say it's, I don't know if it's too difficult, but it's different, of course, because here we talk about ArcoLinux S, so the XS ISO, which you can build now. The only difference is the GitHub project that you start with. If it's called ArcoNet or Arco Pro, Arco Plasma, it's the same thing, right? But many of them will just say, oh, okay, abandon this idea because it's different. It's a different name. XS and XL, and then references to the B ISOs, right? But it's still the same idea. Grab a folder with all the configs in it, change a few lines, say start to build. And whether it's XS or XL doesn't really matter, right? It's just a name. It's the process of making the ISO that matters. So in here you have the possibility to add a personal folder on the ISO. Everything is in there, your config, your settings, it's already on the ISO. All you need to do is copy paste it over, all right, with an alias basically. So that's an idea to have a look at. So get the workflow from the project, from these videos and these articles, get the workflow and apply it to ArcoNet, Arco Pro and Arco Plasma if need be, right? But learn from here, whatever the name, ArcoLinux B Plasma, right? Be awesome, whatever the name, doesn't really matter. Name is a name, few characters that differ, that's it. The config, the GitHub project is still the same. You can add ArcoLinux stuff, you can add ArcoLinux stuff, but there is something called chaotic AOR, and from there you can add 4,000 plus packages. They are pre-built, right? One of the things is you can't add a name to the package list that is still to be built by Yay or Baruch or something else, right? You need to have these built packages and then you can include them. Again, doesn't really matter how it's all called, right? Watch the video, learn the workflow and say, okay, that's how it's done. And then you can add 4,000 packages to the ISO, right? Wouldn't do that, but right? Why not this, why not that? Nemesis repo is another idea, is use whatever ISO is out there in the world and change it. Make it your distribution. Once it's installed, so let other people create their ISOs, whatever, right? And then it's time to download once again and install it. And afterwards, you run your scripts and go change bits and pieces. First thing I do is remove. Don't want that, don't want that, don't want that, and then customize. So that's another great idea. And I've made many videos about the ArcoLinux Nemesis scripts. And it's all about bash scripting. So start by reading. And these days, if you can't make sense of the scripts, put the script inside AI. You choose the AI, ChatGPT or others, copy paste and say explain. And the machine will tell you each line what each line does. And gradually you start learning. How about the ISO? We're still here. So let's pause again. And here is still He's quite busy now, right? You see CPU going up, temperature as well, of course. We could have the reflection, the reflex. Don't do this on an old machine, right? Don't burn it out. I mean, let it retire. But these are, well, this machine anyway is 3 years old and can cope with all these, well, processes that it has to do now. The make squash file system, that's the one working now. All right, let's pause. All right, this message means you're done. This actually means also you're done because CPU is back down. So we've got ourselves an ArcoNet. And it's 3.2 gigabyte. It has been rising gradually over the years. 7 years ArcoLinux. So we go to Super F7. I go to net, choose a disk file, and the output is in ArcoNet out. We double check it. That's the date, that's the date, that's the hour, 2 minutes ago. We boot up. And the only reason I'm doing this is to see, do I need to rebuild Calamares? Is it launching with this new boost libs? Now, videos about Calamares are of course on YouTube in general, in our channel and specifically, but also on ALCI and also on Carly, so ArcoLinuxISO.com. There we give also knowledge how to use Calamares and when to rebuild it. And often it's a users ampersand users message, and then you know, rebuild time. I probably can still find it somewhere. Let's see. Will it launch? All right, great. It's good. I suspected something like that, right? But let's see. There you go. So there's a problem with lib boost. That's the word, the boost word. There is a version and it's pointing to something and it's pointing to a number. Now this can be changing, but I'm guessing it's going to be this one that's changing. So it won't launch. Calamares will never work if I do not do something. So in this case, I need to do something. But if you are an ISO builder and you started your way to figure out how to build your proper Arch Linux distribution, then you need to rebuild it yourself. Right? You need to rebuild Calamares. I'll show you in this video also. It's 30 minutes, so it's still okay. Not too long. User, lib, I think, and then lib boost. Where are we? Lib boost. Here's lib boost python underscore python underscore python. That's the one, right? So I have 86 and it's pointing to 83, and that's the problem, right? In the meantime, this has been updated. The old Calamares is pointing to a file that's not there, so it can't launch. It's as simple as that, right? Dependencies. So how to solve it? I need to build Calamares again. Building Calamares, that's a package build that I have. It's online. You can copy paste it. You can start with that. And here we have 3310.01. And that's for the next, and that's for Wayland. So this is X11 top, and this is Plasma for the Arco Plasma. And this is for testing the next ISO, next iteration. Control C, Control V. I take the same code and I'll rebuild it. So I'm not gonna get new Calamares code in. I'm gonna use the same Calamares code, but build it again. Now, so this config, this package build can be found on GitHub. And what we do here in the build Calamares is just say, okay, go build it, make package, make this package, but also put it where it's supposed to be, which is ArcoLinux repo, the ISO, and here we have all the Calamares versions, but we need a new one, right? This is pointing to something older. I need a new one, and you have to wait till all these languages I see, French and Armenian, probably English, so they are time, right? They take time, simple as that. Set this one out. Wait for it, and we got ourselves a new ISO. Now the other thing I could do is Ctrl-Alt-V is best, I think. The other thing I could do, best to type it, GitHub. Just a quick glance at my own GitHub. What I do, I forked Calamares. I forked it from github.com Calamares. This one, that's the official one. I have myself one, right? And from time to time, I'll sync it. Sync fork. This branch is not behind upstream, which is good, which means it's okay that we're not behind the official Calamares GitHub project. The website is here for all the releases. That's their numbering. I have my own numbering, right? I just go one number up, 33110100203 in between. So I've officially changed the number, but I'm still using the same thing. Is that correct, Eric? Let's have a look. That's what I thought. So he's finished making 01, but that's not what I want, of course. I want 02. So I did make a mistake. That's cool. We can learn from other people's mistakes. Package build. Forgot to up the number, right? Save. Again, we have to wait for everything. Now, let me open this again, because it's going to go to the source, and the source, voila, is gonna go for 02, which does not exist. This one does not exist. So, releases, draft a new release, 3.3.10, 02, enter. I publish a release of the same code. So basically this one and the other one is exactly the same, but I do that because of the package build. Exactly the same, but I do that because of this. I use or reuse the versions from up here as a variable, and I say let's go for 02. Yeah, then I have to release it. Now it's a bit, well, it's a workflow. Otherwise you have to do it manually here. So now I just have it everywhere. Package versions, package release. It's a variable. So the idea is change the things up here, create them in a variable, and then you don't have to think about later on, I should change it here, I should change it there, I should change it here. No, it's all okay, right? All of this, Control find, one of two matches, but it's also here. Here is also use of package name, Control find, 9 matches. So I don't have to think about all that. Package version, 8 of 11 matches. So otherwise I have to fill it everywhere in, and now it's just one place I have to make it see that it's correct, and then later on everything is okay. But I shouldn't forget, and that's good, I forgot, and that's how you learn, that this thing is used to have the source file. It's the archive file. Then I should create it. If you do it like that, you should create it, and we've done that. So basically the code from 3 weeks ago is still valid, right? Nothing has been done and in between. All right. Now we know this, we can do a little bit more work already. We have this one here. Control C, Control V. So not only the folder, but also the package build should be changed. This one. Save, quit, and another one. Control C, Control V, 02. Voila. Package build. And once the workflow is again in my mind, how it's done, right? So this is the higher priority in the sense that this is for Plasma. So sure, build me. You see the number 02. You see making package 02. Right? So we say, okay, fine, good, go ahead, build. So this one is finished. This one is not for the users, it's not for the end user. This is for testing, so development. This is Calamares for our next ISO. But yes, at some point in time, I will have to build it again, otherwise it can't work. And once everything is online, Control Shift 1, Control Shift 2, Control Shift 3, Control Shift 2, Control Shift 1, right? Key bindings for XFC for Thunar. So the repo is here. Everything that's built is gonna go in here. You can see it already, one of them. This is 02, 02. And later on, we'll just push everything to the internet so everybody can use the new Calamares, but still time here. Doesn't really make sense to watch this in progress here. So let's pause the video. I'll let this one build. It goes on the repo, right? Then I'll build this one. It goes on the repo, and I'll be back when we push it to the internet. Voila, this is built. So ArcoLinux Calamares next, buy. ArcoLinux Calamares Wayland, buy. Don't need this, we just push it to the internet, up. So the old stuff is out, the new stuff is in, do check it. So delete mode, right? Delete mode, the one. And here we will rename 02, here's create 02, delete mode from 1, etc. Right? So deleting or renaming, whatever. This is very well obvious, right? You see here 6 deleted and 6 added. Cool. So that's exactly what we want. Everything is now online. Basically, I need to rebuild the ISO. There is no way around it. It's back to, oh my god, I need to rebuild everything again. Yes, desktop, arconet, installation scripts, right mouse click, open terminal, number 40, right? Now, you can do an update, it doesn't matter, because the ArcoLinux ISO repo is not in here, right? Extra large third-party repo, it's not in here. It's gonna be in here when we launch 40. And that's the check you need to make now. Is here, do we have a new Calamares? And yes, right? 3.3.10.02. Just created, just for this video, just for you. Because afterwards, after this video, anybody can build the ArcoLinux ISOs again. Because, right, we have a new Calamares. Looking at the right places, dependencies. All right, let's pause again, right? Let's not waste bandwidth here and come back when the ISO is built. Hi guys, it's time to check out the ISO. So he's building his checksums here. Done. Super F7 is launching VirtualBox. That's the ISO. The new ISO, if you want to see, and the new ISO is this one with the new Calamares. Look at the time, look at the date. Do check it, because sometimes We pop in old ISOs and then I say, why isn't it working? Yeah, because you chose the wrong ISO, right? Okay, let's see Calamares. I've made two articles. Two articles can be written with this video, and one is ArcoLinux B. Let's build the ISO. That's what we've tried to do, right? And we failed, and the message is very clear. Tell the ArcoLinux team, hey, you should rebuild Calamares because there was an update in the dependencies and we can't launch it, right? It's up to us. If you are an ISO builder, then it's up to you to build Calamares again, and that's shown also in this video. So we're gonna make two articles out of this video, one from arcolinuxiso.com, where we nurture people who want to be ISO builders basically, and users, ArcoLinux B, who want to build our ISO, but all the rest, right? Just add a few things and remove a few things, and that's good. So this is our new version 3.3.10, but we know it's number 2, right? And it launches because of voila, the dependencies pointing to the right files, and everything is red and they find everything, and voila, we can go ahead and install this the way we always do. Remember the advanced option, and if you forget, I forget too, remember then this information is behind here. Welcome, information, credits, information. Read it again, because if you do Arconet easy, then you get something, XFC 4. If you do Arconet advanced, we remove this thing. And then you choose your desktop. It can be XFC again, but okay, we first remove it and you select your desktop. For example, i3 with OpenBox and XFC, which used to be Arch Merge back in the days. It's all possible, right? Because it's an online thing. And as long as you have internet, that's something you need to be sure of, right? Here is what you choose. And if you want to go for Wayland, you have to check this one. So here is a combo that you say, I want to have this and I want to have that. And you know what? XFC is a good idea as a fallback, which I would recommend, and maybe Qtile would be interesting to learn from it. And off you go. You learn these guys, and that's already more than enough. 3 tiling window managers and 1 desktop, and then you go. Click next, 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 right? So that's okay, that will work. Well, let's do it so we see that it is actually working. Pop, 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 pop. Choose all the packages you like in there. Lots of choices. Belgian erase disk, okay, sure. Name, password, many installation videos for you to watch to know what all this is. Our goal of this video is Calamares still booting up? Because we saw an update of lib boost there, boost libs, and no, it wasn't. We need to rebuild Calamares. Is it working now? Yes, it is. That's all, right? Now, the article, let's see if I can open Opera and then close everything again. Close, steps to the right, hoopla, everything gone. So this video will be used to explain build your own ISO, ArcoNet here, how to build it, and add maybe as well to the tutorials here, build your own and add an article here. And the other one is the ArcoLinuxiso.com, where we say, look, if you are an ISO builder and you want to make your own ISO, you need to get to know how does Calamares work, right? So in utilities, we have also information about Calamares, and let's add that article in here as well. So that's what I'll do next after this video. Cheers.